Today I will sign a series of historic executive orders. With these actions, we will begin the complete restoration of America and the revolution of common sense. It's all about common sense. First, I will declare a national emergency at our southern border. All illegal entry will immediately be halted, and we will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came. We will reinstate my Remain in Mexico policy. I will end the practice of catch and release. And I will send troops to the southern border to repel the disastrous invasion of our country. Under the orders I signed today, we will also be designating the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations.
After swearing in of American President Donald Trump, therefore, on the same now, in some movie, ever say was sign executive order. Therefore, you can't executive order. If you will say the and I patch say. Therefore, executive order your order be a emoji yankasa. So, men say what agent moment could see. Say the Nanako Jantuah of Insurance FM. A break key down in summer American President Donald Trump. Edituja. In some brain na waka. Therefore, are you Papa no waba? And yes, it will be diagro. A Juma Casana obey or say American first. Obisha, Momoko video, Embra, and a message say none of first time watch channel we swap more subscribe, like, and share, so that they are for friends to be a aha, I azingatv. Momoko video in Brasilia.
This is breaking news.
Oh, that is very interesting. Insura 104.5, good morning. That's interesting. Donald Trump, say, on only president, or Koyen Wasaba. Na America, omu history, and omu politics, and omu governance, are very interesting. Na, and you best be a film. Omu will be a friend of executive order. Na executive order no osha president bia obaso otimidi ni tumi enye se ekọ parliament onza ha ebia president John Mahama peso ye bibia te se ekọ parliament bibia te se ekọ parliament iwe bi wo ho a obetimi aye but restricted kakra. But also United States of America, Yama president ni tumia ma enyoma bi wo ho anya afi na ebe konkrata mu. Otimika se metwam mintua mayi mi ho afrim. Monhia asesisi yi. Tumi ne so. Na Donald Trump na no bi oba ya ankofo se apapa na wabodam na adwenye oye nyoma basa on enwa wakeka no ho biem. So, Wamuya who said Waba. He say America tied D. Obia, on make us a leadership. Ninyomana or yeno. Ebia won't tiasi. And then be breaking it down, Kit be in the next 10 minutes. No what in Yoma Biasi. No one who didn't Donald Trump or Yedo, Bra Facebook.
This is azingatv.
Yentia dear cause ye be Yankin Kai. Donald Trump and I yan president na no. One chain. And you ma bear 100 and one ma order 100 over eno amoda we ye twam we ye mpre we ko we say ye mountain semhunu Donald Trump. America is back. Sa first and munyam na America eni no. Joe Biden mu nyoma bi wo hwa obon se oba bi kra sorry a o say me kondo se me wari dua ne ye say ne right. Bema onu gina so no opese okodwonso a o say me oba ntimitimi kowura oba washroom inkwasi asem ni jimi saa na ekoso Donald Trump you can say Joe Biden Obama mu die no na wo mu nyina age atum se oba timi ware oba ne tese denchem obi ne ponko tese nsem fosa ye kan enka enu bi na ewo na Akufo-Addo trima wonyi ntum se ahayempe no one sign Donald Trump no America for mayo mo ho ya hwa Donald Trump say efri na ekọ ye wonyama mienu pe first na ye ka say male female others sa others no see etwam mintie he say America first na we oba bema ni atro others ne kire say ebia we LGBT we ye hwan we de wo say wo pe dia wo pe ayi aponchi wo pe hwan o say sa others na de be ka ho ye twam Donald Trump say efri na ekọ 20th January 20 America obehwe krata ne so a eye male or female on pension hunu o say Nyankopon bo ba ne bema enye bema ne bema ba ni nsansem hunu no watwam. That's the first order. Ye tia ye ho akratifo na Akufo-Addo suro se wo ya America fo no manisika. Donald Trump say mia me mamu sa musika na America you promote no sansem hunu no metwam. Engineer so uni case Donald Trump say de bia na gan ye kan say America fo atamo musika no mo de boa be bia nsem hunu o se watwam. In fact amanse nyina ayaresa Kuba tan kese World Health Organization no o se sa sika na ya na etam na de bia America na etam sika na de o se watwam. Enyoma bi wo ho COVID-19 no obehwa na America nko atam sika yes was watwam. Climate sa obo ade enyoma bi o say sa nkrofo no omo de na climate no obo ade de na de bi America na tam sika na de akwa akoshem o se watwam. Watwa enyoma mo bra Facebook watwitwa Donald Trump Thursday watwitwa enyoma o se ompensem hunu krom ho we ma wo medi sansem hunu no o se ochew wo ye illegal be kofie ofa Mexico ayechewa obesa san wachi uni nkrata penkrata nyasa ayechewa beba fie nti abusuafo mu wo ho no zo uni nkrata de a ene emra ni bediu na sanyoma na wo kani nyina no nkofo nte ase mama memfa mra fo na menche odienti a Donald Trump ye de oyi
in Shiraya fan
emre bi mekan wo ha ba me say timu se ohwe entrepreneur ye ka so bi entrepreneur nipa ono ankasa bie na dwuma eye nye se enye obi na efa na dwuma ono ankasa ena wo na dwuma ena oye sa nipa chronican so entrepreneur na ukenkan business a sa ukenkan a wo mo betrew se ye wo entrepreneurs miensa wona wo man ankasa bie wo madwuma ye wo mu miensa baako ye fe no classical entrepreneur and a classic entrepreneur. Baako ye friend social entrepreneur. Baako so ye friend spiritual entrepreneur. Ti ma me famra fom. Me say spiritual entrepreneur no. Anu mi bi na yemu bi practice no. Spiritual entrepreneur ne ye wona omu ye adwuma o man kasa adwuma but adwuma na oye no oye Nyankopon na ye ni focus. Enti won sisi obi a obe ne pepepe onye sika nso a obeyi 10% no de ache because enya ne dia enu bi na yen practice no ti jiu for no dodo na ye spiritual entrepreneur enti so nya $100 million kra na obeyi mu 10% na de akwa akoche so obi mani bibi so obi cheni sika obeyi mu 10% na enya ne dia Ayesa na yemu bia practice ya bepem ne. Me wo bechem ade so wo bechem ade 100 million kra na emu 1000 nyame dia. So bechem ade 200 million emu 2000 nyame dia me de beche because Nyankopon ne ma ye kwan ene akonya. Ene adwuma na ye ne nhwe nipa. Ye hwe Nyankopon. That is spiritual entrepreneur. Nti obey na adwuma pepepe onsisi obi a ombu obi a de ye ne dia no wagye. Baako no ye friend social entrepreneur. Social entrepreneur for no ye wona omo adwuma ne se omo ya omunya sika no de aboa foforo. What you say? Ebia MTN oye bibia o say okay menya sika bi mpese me dikosi dan e ma nkrofo. Ye wo social entrepreneurs for ni bi wo ho a o hye dwumadie na se a ne de ne se oboa nipa enye mfaso nti na wo ye se adwuma no. Ono ne kan so ye social entrepreneur. But the last one me person me can want some a classic entrepreneur na classical entrepreneur. And no na Donald Trump wono. Na ye ka classic entrepreneur na classical entrepreneur. Sa ankrofo no omu say me bre no na uni ho. Dio bre no die. Enti ma bre no manya misika moma mindi wonso kope wo de. Enya me na meboa. Tie classic entrepreneur for no. Donald Trump sa no tie. Ose me bre that time no na wudi nsekuro. Me sorry ahomate a me bre no na wo he. Na me nya misika ose me ntam misika mfa mawo. Enti sa ankrofo ne ka so mutrimo odin. Omun se chi aden. Ontua ni sika de ansa na benya no abre pa. Sa na Donald Trump otie oye businessman o ni sika dada. Oye adwuma tore bi wo ho na e fa kire ho ahwan no aye na adwuma. Enti wo say me mfa mi misika maw wo bra wo nya hu adwuma mfa maw menya obi a wo tiwa mesemata misika se wa ye den na ama me enti ni tirimo den wo nyoma bi ho enti wo ye businessman wo ye successful in America wo bi enwuma bebre enti sa adwempo no ne philosophy ne values eno bi eno de abe president no. Enti Donald Trump ekwan on foso ye business se won breye na me menta mi sika maw no sa na ode abe president no say America for mre America for citizens nkoye adwuma enkotuatia tax ni atam sa sika ne se mfa nkoboa wo a wo ya akwadworo enti se Ghana ni ye ma usika na ukodi sa sika na enya me na me nkota mi sika mrew se wo du sika ne bani na wiem ene nkrofo a display because we are president. So abekwa kofa 40 convoys. Si etem sika $5 million na kwabra ne dia kwa kwhye ne dem. Na wu disika left and right ne e kana wu ntia. Enya memi America na me meta mi sika nkoboa. Me koboa se dey. Me moa. Se wo pese me boa wa. Won so fa bimbra na me so me fa bimbra. Simple. Donald Trump no. Enti Donald Trump say Oshe bebia na eye wiase kubata UN World Health Organization COVID there American kwa na obehwe no na sika bebre ye de akomomo na Germany fortete ho na France fortete ho omu de no mu de ketua bi aba ose onye sa ade ni biem watwam se ade no on benefitia onye Donald Trump buy no say first one was China for ye jaya ma China for control market bi bia China or say ye in America for yanso ye betimi aye ye nneoma enti ade bia be free China aba no me the taxes bebrebe to so sha wo pɛ ho asɛm na de nneoma ni free ama no ne ba me krom dia me de to bebrebe to so onti ase a ene ye no wa heya enti wo yes ano e ma business dodo na yo ma din say ye nko China because China there labor market na efo wono mu ye adwuma no e wo fom but America no aban betwa mo atua kaniye. Enti Donald Trump economy was one of the best.
Sh0cking.
Because Donald Trump ye mafi businessman and say ye mpa ye ho asem tie be business in Ghana ha one day straight one factory no obeye no wa ha nti obeye bibia wa ha no wa fa nkrofo adwuma. Donald Trump ni economy was one of the best. Check the records. Because ye ma adwuma sem ekọ nanim e ma unemployment eba from kra. Sana Donald Trump tie. Enti mbesement oti die enti Donald Trump ye de oye no. Me de manage ho. Because kamenya nka Africa kra ne nukwan se US for kra di sika brain. Yes say ye besua nyansa. Because sometimes say atam sikana de manipa na wa manipa no nso ehu ekwan a ono nso betimi abre na ne sika obenya no bekora na e ma yetimi ayede because in Ghana yetimi budget na ye twen say donors ye budget no ye budget na say oh we are waiting for our donor partners to support us just say ye ntimi mbo ho bra ye twen say ye benya sika free baby aba wo bra on my wuti gold so wo anya wo bibia Donald Trump say me ma bay uyo mampanya use wadwen
Sh0cking.
Donald Trump say me yo mampanyi ma bay uyo mampanyi a wan use wadwen a hwe ekwan a obefo so akora wo nneoma internally a masa me ma usika enti Donald Trump uti echi abeka se ni trimo de na papa ade na opam ye say ukwa America ade ntina de illegal papers on say ya nneoma simple adentina odi illegal papers eko oso wo chiwa wan fan krata pa ene koye odi brafie oso wonti ase se ni trimo den say oso ye won krofo bi wo ho ma ba be frafra mu a omi ye criminals especially Mexico for ne nkrofo no ebi di cocaine ne hwan no di ram no mu senkra no sa anyoma ni nyina no watwam on makwan
Sh0cking.
it's now let's go online ne enko social media na afi enko cheke enyoma ni bia Donald Trump why Kofi maji
mejo so nana
yeah Donald Trump minipa naba
ai so hu
Donald Trump no oba bema ye bema penkwasi asembia
ono ye action man plain
enye Nana Akufo-Addo die no oh this is bound to happen it's
one thing I like about Donald Trump is say or can say boy very courageous or can say ma or can straight enye say bia wada mempe we ya mempe we and o say your ba ne bema
yeah
and that is a fantastic explanation awama
so the first one is say wa proposal fatu so mame o say on say telebia America on say bia obi e Ghana ni into call ya wo ye na na say because of that thing oh ya American ni o say there be antisa
I see why but nana with that one no obehia say
ma say nya obehia say we do na di ne country men ka say obehia
no obehia say obenya approval e wo mo
whatever it is obeye say say was Senate obeye onye bibia was so ye bia media
but for the illegal migrants now o can say omo de omo wa
and illegal say o say wo America say no nkire say o ya America ni e was say fa process mu
be no de on to ne bo asem hwe ho
o say wo dwene Ghana ni
o to ne Ghana ni asem on to ne bo asem hwe ho ne kakra because say bia bofra na waba no ya wo ne ho no tie ya ma na kwanya be wura kuro nim enti onya akwanya be wura mu unim say US Mexico border ho no na mo akwanya say they could seek asylum near de wura na onipa na be wura mu owura mu no a wote kuro mu ho no wabewo abofra ne ye innocent ti o me de ehwo ne de Donald Trump me pe wasem ne wo ye nyina nsem mafo awo abofra ne de onye hwe
waye den
abofra ne de onye hwe
entitie me makwa wo baabi me ye Ghana ni sure o ti ase o so automatic magu wo honko ade
o abofra ne yawo na say abofra ne yawo no ho no innocent ene ye wo
enti Togo ni be wo
right to citizenship no right to citizenship
Togo ni e be wo Ghana ha e just so
you can be citizen by birth place of birth
no but that decision no say was a for true in kratem was one tiase
but it's part of omo constitution
there be was we twem
our American constitution
was we twem
but you need approval to do the but they
obetwem
but the mofrande de omo nyehwe
oh there be asema wo ken de
mofrande omo
nyehwe de ni kuro was wonya wo dwena abofra ho
obi a wono ne maame ne papa na abewura
ese bo apaye mo hyeda na manyim e ko 9 months
eno de ezezi o be o say madam fu bi kra so obi a wale no friend me ma no obi aba mo mu say duma do mani e wo UK
o si wetwem next one quickly in 104.5 Donald Trump
okay
enti eno na je o tinti enye force say unya wo wa say wo ye yi
Obana ya citizen.
Iti mu ama plan say 8 months na mo kwa America na fa.
Ya bu bi ye mo that do it. Onto the boys.
Next one quickly.
Okay, they propose to terminate recognition of automatic birthright citizenship.
No. Next one. What you twemo? O say revoke a 2023 executive order signed by Joe Biden that sought to reduce the risk of AI posed to consumers, workers, and national security. One say Edrubebi, bibi say TikTok,
sure,
any Facebook, names anyomano. Edrubebi na so mo kwan. Joe Biden say. And of course, because social media, they say, is dangerous.
Yes.
One when you handle that, there will be a problem.
Definitely.
What you say? And Joe Biden can say, what's he protect? Because some of these sites, you know,
right?
Omutimi pick information be okay be now
yes.
What do you say?
No, to me steady country, no so secrets being no man.
Through what we call machine learning.
Sure.
It's here no. Otimisua usubai. And the machine need timisua usubai who say now pay. And you know Facebook so you be a open politics
no more
recommend politics we be open diania obo say diania ba
it's your way of life no
machine need to mission wo suban and your friend strong AI and you weak AI and strong AI weak AI near to say una wo kire no Google o ka say bia
search
who is na ono search but strong AI ne one country onimo into people to make say welcome akokwa how was your day would you eat anything? Let me cook for you.
And then me peka say, would you speak?
Yes, would you speak? Or no be doing no. Next one quickly.
Trump.
Donald Trump. Sometimes you need those things. The way in America see here, you know. Then we nyam na ekofo.
Trump the assemble.
Next one. Na fi yanko insha 104.
Obi eja ni kunu house work o.
See betimi ehwe bi.
Withdraw the United States. Was it they withdrew the United States from the World Health Organization? How no so me problem kakra.
Problem ni dey. World Organization.
On say ono ne problem ne say ase sika no mo di remu. I'm seeing it from that point. So America yet much of the donation to the organization in terms of health support.
Please, but production team, give me G7, greater 7. But G7 countries.
There are over 190 countries, states are mushim. I will be a contributor to the World Health Organization. Say impum to be to me, but now show more functions. So a pandemic, so one of the guidelines by me follow ye. And any organization I said be a better say any papa. Omu na ye ebi omu contribution omu ye no hu say ma omu person ye week and I say how omu economy na what you can do is obetimi a normal contribution as all the other states are omu ye because countries omu nyina na obi a epateki omu yes obi to work out
no but omu si kaswa that's why I want to get the G7 group no
yes
so there's USA UK France Germany
contribute
Italy Canada and Japan. If a Russia and a can G8,
sure.
But so may Russia free.
Sure.
So Russia and China for a year umunioma.
Sure.
Into G7 no. Osha. Necessary crowing in our Trump say. Say basically be a namuma yumani. Na ye dia kotam sika. Near the Bible support you on ye.
Trump would never be so nana. During COVID-19, now Trump making comments when you're happy with how the World Health Organization is handling the pandemic.
But he has the right.
And so the fact is that no me share action now. Mutikete bi akase omudwumedie bi omudino. And they be a wono say be work exercise. Yes, you should say that but so okase sika dia all the other states are contributing.
O sisa sika na omu contribute ni so. Enti say wa redraw. Me ne nyina na etususu. O ti ase. Ye nyina say e beto 20 cedis a day. O sorry anu ato 1 cedi. Ye wie nso a o pese ye nyina ye che ne pe. Donald Trump say 20 cedis wa redraw. Ontia. Enti so o pese ye dia ye ntena se. Na ye nkeka mbom say 1 cedi ye nyina tua 1 cedi.
Maybe therefore that's a action now will take it mini problem. So be we do usika but contribution the new whom free kunim as he wants to do
because on support was say no ompe. How they say
hey Trump decision you are on to the boss here we will take action there but because this World Health Organization we have lots of research on health and all those things to provide because nana and you to me like the representative but because on says our World Health Organization constitution and more point to assess certain things our country be a you understand America say single country no a bad is will be to access if you have said this G7 ya wabubosi in one of the countries to do such research if you are man but World Organization constitution says members are be an umbrella research be and you have to allow them to do those things.
America so mo say omo permanent interest.
All right.
It's America forward right so meet me Ghana nko akosa de no. Onka say bia but o say meyi mu afrim. Nti ono a businessman. The America on say. Nti Ghana nko abetumi aka say Donald Trump wadaroma. Yes kakakra. Go bebusa say na me man sika na e de emfaso na menya.
Afem me hu baby a o person.
No. O a businessman.
But who
be really country or see me benefit ya me mfanshim. Next one quickly. Yani abrewati. Etitiani MPP ni.
Assemble by the view.
Next one. It was UK ni France ni Germany ni Italy ni Canada ni you know. Musumuntia.
Oh, they are already pay. Omu you know your contribution.
They na makacho no. Mintia 20 ma untia 2 cities me kan chem say nyina.
Na when was wo world only world person claim say only the world best country and I say world
USA say mintia. What how they say? Ko kro me. Next one.
US will recognize only 2 genders, male with them bonapasu. With Trump LGBT and then bonapasu say what him your bear man your ba we any oba be ma bia baby it really why dem bomb is man pa say say na be ma LGBT no say wo mo ye den a wo America no a wo mu push on send the vice president ba hey before the elections no oba Ghana ha no nko be proposal no so hu e say Trump na mampani no wo krom wo na se sa ade no kra so bi abeka dada kro no nim sa ade dia na se nyina ye mfa Trump kwan no so ye wo be man ye wo ba ye ntwam eno an no ye nyintu
se wo be kai ama memfa go back na ye nkotie Kamala Harris oba ha no no person sansem hunu no na Donald Trump so ompe no adenti na we America ni na wo wan ye wadwen se wo ye oba be ware bema oba bema be ware bema na wa ko bi kro so se ya ye njintum sansem hunu na Donald Trump so ompe
eno an di na chima ni lusu ye
Kamala Harris ye ntie de ono na no oba okay any president and then we so no other guy
chairman
and let me be clear about where we stand. First of all, for the American press who are here, you know that a great deal of work in my career has been to address human rights issues, equality issues across the board, including as it relates to the LGBT community. And I feel very strongly about the importance of supporting the freedom and supporting and fighting for equality among all people, and that all people be treated equally. I will also say that this is an issue that we consider, and I consider, to be a human rights issue, and that will not change.
So thank you for the question. First of all, we don't have any such legislation here in Ghana.
Chairman,
that's a meeting in Yache.
Easy. To me.
First of all,
a bill has been proposed to the Parliament of Ghana, which has all kinds of ramifications, which is not being considered by the Parliament. It hasn't been passed, so the statement that there is legislation in Ghana to that effect is not accurate. No legislation. The bill is going through the Parliament. It's going through the Parliament. The Attorney General has found it necessary to speak to the committee about it regarding the constitutionality or otherwise of several of its provisions, and the Parliament is dealing with it. At the end of the process, I will come in. But in the meantime, the Parliament is dealing with it. And I have no doubt that the Parliament of Ghana will show, as it's done in the past, first of all, its sensitivity to human rights issues, as well as to the feelings of our population, and will come out with a responsible response to the proposed. The legislation was a legislation that has been provided as a private member's bill. This is not an official legislation of the government, but it is one that has been mooted by a handful of private members. So we will see what the final outcome of it. But my understanding from a recent discussion I had with the chairman of the committee, the substantial elements of the bill have already been modified as a result of the intervention of the Attorney General. We will see what the final outcome will be, and that is the stage at which I will also have the opportunity to provide.
Chairman, someone no Kenya just what the Faha Kufado. Yeah, on say a policy, a foreign policy.
Sure.
America for Donald Trump, you can say, Kamala Harris, Mone, Joe Biden, Obama,
Sure.
Almost support to say gay, no. Obia country bia Jintum.
Sure.
It is Obi Peso ye gay, won't mean no coin. What you say? And Anka Waba Ukrum, and Obusa, and not just a year they support it. It is a Kamala Harris be a president.
And Komo
and Kabo who's a Ghana, no, Kevin cry.
Yeah, because no, yeah, won't see a moya branky, but Paco Pemo, and yeah, they are the almost penny.
Yeah. Now, it may be the same thing, Echo Kenya. Now, Uhuru Kenyatta, President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Sure.
Now, Obama Jananisi, and Uhuru Kenyatta, no Kobusan is again your man. Say Kenya. Na yentie di ono kan ye papa na na Kufado ye no ho gentle ne hwan na wo de ba no ma hwe de meye na hwan no yentie de President Uhuru Kenyatta then o kan ye fa ho straightforward.
Kenya and the United States, we share so many values. Our common love for democracy, entrepreneurship, value for families. These are things that we share. But there are some things that we must admit we don't share. Our is that Kenya and the United States, we share so many values. Our common love for democracy, entrepreneurship, value for families. These are things that we share. But there are some things that we must admit we don't share.
We don't share or nyafin ebeye. Oko CNN
street.
And I was a CNN for non so pro-democrat. Omu ye Obama mun crofon.
Yeah.
Omu so supporters are gay nyoma no. Nti Uhuru Kenyatta ekọ ho ma ye mami ebusano Christian Amampo, very astute journalist. Ebusane fa gay ho asem. Yentie de wokai.
Major issues, and it's a holdover from sort of colonial Victorian, is the issue of sexual preference in many African countries. In Kenya, to be gay, the LGBT community is illegal. They just want to have equal rights, the same privacy and equality as all other Kenyans do. Is that something that you aspire to for your country?
I want to be very clear, Christiana. I will not engage in a subject that is of it is not of any major importance to the people and the Republic of Kenya. This is not an issue, as you would want to put it, of human rights or this. This is an issue of society, of our own base as a culture, as a people, regardless of which community you come from. This is not acceptable. This is not agreeable. This is not about Uhuru Kenyatta saying yes or no. This is an issue of the people of Kenya themselves, who have bestowed upon themselves a constitution, right, after several years, have clearly stated that this is not a subject that they are willing to engage in, yeah, at this time and moment.
Sharp. Enye obi enye obi nti obusa no ye street o say mama nye street
sure
enye afi
memfan wada
Kenya for no yempe
no
enye afi ne de be wada wadre bia say enna ho yempe enye ade anyu nti mu sanse hunu no kra enka ye bra bo hu enye ne adwene hu ekom de yen
chese
ekom de yen o de azie. Now I've gotten the full tape of Obama in Kenya president on this gay thing. The same thing that Kamala Harris be ya Chama Kwadwo be ya no kanu tete won be say sa kusi say ni nyina ni say
Look at the history of countries around the world. When you start treating people differently, not because of any harm they're doing anybody, but because they're different, that's the path whereby freedoms begin to erode. And bad things happen. And when a government gets in the habit of treating people differently, those habits can spread. If somebody is a law-abiding citizen is going about their business and working in a job and obeying the traffic signs and doing all the other things that good citizens are supposed to do, and not harming anybody, the idea that they are going to be treated differently or abused because of who they love is wrong.
Enyazema wudu na Trump uware oba na oba ne da wonchen wetimi awo
Obama
wo ba ha wo be ka kire ye se bema fili se bema medona na wo ka so wo mpena wrong unso sorry na wa ko oba nchen
na onene Nana wanwan say this gay homosexuality sense mini ade no I say America kra so because America as part of the World Health Organization no health no mu nyina anim say homosexuality gay ni sa lesbian ni ade no na your friend is sexual perversion and sexual perversive act and say ye enamu adwumadi deviate from the normal path nti na ye hu ni say ya adwen mu yare Eduka ya Professor Kwesi or say sana obeko retirement as mental health authority CEO or kasimbi or say gay no de any se mampani bia wo Ghana hasi utimi tries wo gia tum because ye ade as ankrofo na omo sa odew no so omo ye ni nyina no e adwemu yare no omanya but they think they are normal etum hia mo because World Health Organization recognizes say ye yare adwemu yare they need help but Oma koye Congress akoyi efrimu wo ho enti now o categorize sa yare no efa na uhu se ehembiem but den omu se na yare na se omo yi efrimu se omo mpese omo de ka ho biem enti still omo a abene wadwene mu apomuden won sem kire se that thing no ankasa no a deviation from normal which needs attention
so omo say right
they are right
yenko President Museveni ono ye Uganda for president and as agege ya umkobusa ni yentie
right
so kan
yentie
ondo mpensim hunu kra President Museveni on this gay thing because he no pay any jesem ni so ye Ghana ni a Donald Trump say America free na ekọ adesinim e oba ne be man tu na beteke enti so ye gay na ye be ma uni option obeteke be ma
Aye, no.
So be take your bar, no problem.
You need transgender one, be
as you bear my better take your problem.
Virgie, CNN, the West. They do make it an issue. They have been making it an issue for many months now. Many in the international community are saying that by your signing of this bill, you're taking Uganda a step backwards, that you are not protecting the freedoms and the rights and the choices of the Ugandan people. So how do you respond to that? And specifically, President Obama has said he was deeply disappointed by Uganda's move and says that it would complicate US-Uganda relations. I've listened to everything that you've said in the statement. So how would you respond to that? And does it worry you? And have you spoken directly to President Obama about this?
Well, we have been disappointed for a long time by the conduct of the West, the way you conduct yourselves there. But we just keep quiet. We just see how you do things, how the families, how they are organized, in all these things. We see them, we keep quiet. We never comment because it's not our country. Maybe you like it. So, since there's now an attempt at social imperialism, to impose social values of one group on our society, then our disappointment is now exacerbated because we are sorry to see that you live the way you live, but we keep quiet about it. Now you say we must also live like us. That's why we say no. We say no. And am I worried? Not at all. We should be worried about what? Because to tango needs two people to dance. If the West doesn't want to work with us because of homosexuals, then we have enough space here.
Simple.
And one no.
Museveni or say. Now, mutu wana moye monyam obi amem.
Oye courageous o.
Enti ade nti na yen say ye mpesa ade na mo pesa mo kire mu nsem munu na mu di.
Osi musuban na mo de to ye hu ni nyina o.
Ba yen ka ho
ba se ye nka mo asem sanse motim kurom na mo ye de mo.
Na mo ye se bia wo so be ware dua.
Ye de ye nya problem. Ba se wo de ba ha. So the version ye ko ne de. I know they miss it.
I no to so me sika de na fa.
Hey.
Yenko Mugabe no tiase.
Okay.
Oko UN.
Right.
On this same game nyoma no. Yenche do timi kaye. Enti na me ba Ghana ha. Ghana ye Christian man. Na Kwadwo. Simple signing. Wo ye ne court na hwan ne patapa sa bedru be bia adri. Tie de Mugabe kaye.
Equally reject attempts to prescribe. We equally reject attempts to prescribe new rights that are contrary to our values, norms, traditions, and beliefs. We are not gays. Cooperation and respect for each other will advance the cause of human rights worldwide. Confrontation, vilification, and double standards will not.
Robert Mugabe.
We are not gay.
We are not gays.
We are not gay.
Pensim hunu bia
simple cry.
Ye gay for na maba be so ne sa anyoma ne na sefo. Yentie Paul Kagame, Rwanda president.
Right.
Obi ko busa na sa ade no. Me kam wo hu se na Kwadwo odi abro sa ade no. I'm so glad say Donald Trump de na wo yes America wan hwe a partners ne mai sika ne na sefo no. And then those partners Donald Trump say sa ade no wetwem.
Sure.
Yenche Robert Mugabe, you can say Paul Kagame, Rwanda president, on the same thing.
Mr. President, you were speaking about a modern Africa, and I'm here with the Bay Area Reporter, which is the LGBT newspaper. And for people who don't know what LGBT is,
it is a mameno or paper LGBT nkwa.
Aye.
Ni same trade jumano.
Wabuano.
LGBT nkwa ho adwuma no ye. Inti you just on my day which newspaper
LGBT paper
it was in kofu a umunim no o use that paper de chere it o kenkan book na LGBT
newspaper
inti daily ke bia Ghana ha the daily papers LGBT
bibia
no abiem just o be kan daily guide no o kan LGBT na adwuma no nsentwe adwuma no inti Paul Kagame.
That's the gay and lesbian community. So I'm wondering, you've done so much for women in Rwanda, and they have so much power. I'm wondering, is the LGBT community a part of the future of Rwanda?
Well, I don't know if I understood what you just asked, but I guess I understand. I have understood. But LGBT
homosexuality.
Yes. It hasn't been our problem.
Oh, anyhow, cry. Anyhow, what's your problem, cry?
And now, Vinny, ever higher.
We carry how.
As I was open, so I say. Adia no me mfa ho ba pese me fa ho
ai aso for sumia pese odi bibi tu mitri me so we nya me how cry
nya no na me dwene ho
ye pedie be ya ase we do
yentie na Kwadwo nko a ye kobusa ne se na gay no be den yentie brofo a papa ne ye ekae.
You said a little earlier on about freedom of expression, so I want to ask you about what is happening in your country and homosexuality, for example, which I believe is illegal and it's punishable. I mean, why is homosexuality still illegal in your country?
These the social, cultural issues, if you like. I don't believe that in Ghana so far a sufficiently strong coalition has emerged, which is having that impact on public opinion that will say, change it. Let's then have a new paradigm in Ghana.
Is that something you would get behind?
I think that it is something that is bound to happen, And when that happens,
What's going to provoke it? What's going to make it happen?
oh, it's the activity like elsewhere in the world. Like elsewhere in the world, the activities of individuals, of groups. I grew up in England. I went to school as a young boy in England, and I grew up at the time in England when homosexuality was banned there. It was illegal, and I lived the period when British politicians thought it was anathema even to think about changing the law, and then suddenly the activities of individuals or groups, a certain awareness, a certain development grew.
Please
and
subscribe,
grew
comment, and
stronger,
share for
and
more
enforce
content.
the change in law. I believe that those are the same processes that will bring about changes in our situation.
Nti ɔde nam.
And
ɔne nam saa.
So no ɔne nam kra kyerɛ kwan ye bi betimi ama aba.
But don't say nana say obviously wohwɛ nana do time stage ano wɔ na. President ano te so Biden ne na pamfo no. Na ɔmo uphold gay no. Ɔmo gitum. Ena yensu US un say kromo dan yeka companies bebre akogigi sky say gi grants ni ade wo mo ho ntinu na Kufuado baabi a wo hye no osuro say wo ya wan hwe ya ya no aduane nso baabi e benya bibi kakra fri e de aba no e be ha dwene
wan na ne leader
so no a
na say the same time na Obama ye president no na Kenya fo nso omo the US for ka
ntinu omo no Kenya de say ja obi ani nani suade huna no hu but one thing I will say ni say for now it's good for President John Dramani Mahama say within a very short time crowd bit me I no hold my LGBT no hold my because of the was signed because of the fact that America near democrat no more force we see president our again when day on jintum intino acquire them is a mama bit me in a simple assign me acquiring.
I think we also need to be able to speak frankly about some of these things, and the fact of the matter is that Kenya and the United States, we share so many values. Our common love for democracy, entrepreneurship, value for families. These are things that we share. But there are some things that we must admit we don't share. Our culture, our societies don't accept. It's very difficult for us to be able to impose on people that which they themselves do not accept. This is why I repeatedly say that for Kenyans today, the issue of gay rights is really a non-issue. We want to focus on other areas that are day-to-day living for our people. The health issues that we have discussed with President Obama, these are critical. Issues of ensuring inclusivity of women, a huge section of society that is normally left out of the mainstream of economic development. What we can do in terms of infrastructure, what we can do in terms of education, in terms of our roads, in terms of giving our people power, encouraging entrepreneurship. These are the key focuses. Maybe once, like you have overcome some of these challenges, we can begin to look at new ones. But as of now, the fact remains that this issue is not really an issue that is on the foremost mind of Kenyans.
Simple. And one Uhuru Kenyatta Kachre Obama street Nyamfina brophobia ni hwan ni nasephobia simple Debbie my any tap for ending komo kakra na afi insa embra.
Thank you so much for watching. Kindly don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Stay safe till we meet in the next one. I love you and it's bye for now.